particularly when you get, like, this is the thing about San Francisco and Brock Purdy, and this is not taking away from how good he is at what he does when he's on the field, but this team and this quarterback and the success that they've had over the past year plus has largely been while front running. When they get behind and they're forced to play from behind and they're forced to throw a ton and they're forced to, it changes the play calls for Kyle Shanahan, and it changes how Brock Purdy's going to act. And look, he was under absolute pressure in the pocket. So I don't panic about, oh boy, what happens if they get to the Super Bowl? Is he going to do this? I sort of think, man, Baltimore really wasn't getting its due in terms of what they do as a defense and how good they are as a defense, although obviously Emery and I both picked them to win.
Yeah, and it's funny because when you think about what San Francisco has done to teams and all the smoke and mirrors emotions, the shifts, and all of those things, they kind of get you caught looking at the eye candy. But when you think about the Browns, when you think about the Ravens and what they were able to do, the Vikings, and all of these defeats for San Francisco, they were pressuring the ball. They were very active around the ball. They were active at the line of scrimmage. If you can't get back there to Purdy, just get your hands up and try to get a tip ball and let the chips fall where they may. We saw that happen a bunch tonight against Baltimore, and the Ravens did a great job pressuring the ball, leveraging the ball, making sure that if it is incomplete or tipped or just a hair off, it's going to go into our hands, and that's how they were able to convert turnovers over to the offense, and we saw Lamar Jackson and that offense go down the field and convert those scores. 6 straight scoring drives at one point in this ballgame, but because the defense was active around the ball, active around the line of scrimmage, that's why they came up victorious tonight.
And we thought we might see what the Ravens would look like chasing on their heels in a ball game. Instead, we got that picture of the 49ers and really no counterpunch until late in this game when all was just about lost. We do have to give credit where credit is due. The defense, yes, for the Ravens, but Lamar Jackson's play about as good as we've seen this season as well. Nearly 300 total yards, 2 touchdowns, stopped just shy of a third one at the goal line. But in each moment where it was third down or those sticky situations, it looked like we got the best Lamar we've seen this season. And with all due respect to the talent pool with the Ravens, it is not the talent pool on offense that the 49ers have. How do you assess the play of Lamar tonight, your now MVP favorite, Emery?
He is the ultimate game breaker. He is the one that you can't account for. You can't practice for Lamar Jackson because you have no one that has that level of twitch, that level of explosiveness, and that calm within the pocket to make things happen when things are not right. He's able to play above the X's and O's. So when you go into a game, you're playing essentially 12 on 11 because Lamar can do things that not a lot of people can do, and it puts you in the bind. We saw often tonight the San Francisco 49ers get back there defensively, and Lamar was able to find a way to make a way and extend the play, and when he needed to, he was able to pull the icons down, to use a video game reference, get outside the pocket, and pick up a chunk play on the ground and convert inside the red zone. So we saw the best of Lamar, to your point. I thought this was the best he's played in this offense, considering the circumstance, considering the defense, which is why he is now your MVP favorite.
And I think it's really interesting, too, because in the past 2 weeks, and I've been pointing this out pretty aggressively, Emery, we talked about this on the Pick 6 podcast multiple times this week, but Lamar had rushed, I believe, 22 times in the past 2 weeks. They had cranked up in the month of December his rushing attempts and his rushing role in this offense. Part of that had to do with losing Mark Andrews and sort of wanting to, I mean, part of this, you lose Andrews. Part of that also is, I think Todd Monken and this Ravens team has done a tremendous job not utilizing Lamar's legs as a primary focal point of this offense for much of the season. And so when you do that, you allow him to get to December, to get to Christmas, to get to Week 16, completely healthy, ready to roll, ready to unlock his legs. He only had to rush 7 times. He ran for 45 yards along a 30 here. If this game had been closer, remember, the Ravens sort of just pulled away quickly in the third quarter there. The weird score, right? We get the safety. Lamar probably would have escaped. If this had been a shootout where the 49ers were answering the Ravens, I think you would have seen Lamar rush somewhere between 12 and 18 times in this game, and his numbers would be even more eye-popping, and we might be saying, okay, this is a done deal for Lamar with MVP as long as the Ravens lock up the 1 seed. As it is, I still think he's the favorite. I thought he should have been the favorite coming into this game and believed that he would be the MVP. I think for the MVP discussion, though, it's very interesting because you see how quickly the odds flip in game. People are pulling down the odds and like flipping them post-game. This thing is still very, very wide open.
That it is. Let's have that conversation because this was a fantastic data point and a resume builder for that MVP case for Lamar Jackson. But as you pointed out, it's sort of a last bucket wins league, and opinions change quite quickly. Hear how drastically they have changed in this 60 minutes of football. Brock Purdy, 19-1, shorter odds belonging to both Tua, Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, and your favorite Lamar Jackson. Emory, in your eyes, because we are going to get Lamar versus Tua, and then we are going to get Tua versus Josh Allen. This is not a done deal just yet. Lamar is your favorite, but where will this be decided? Is this just a recency bias award, or do you think we'll be able to step back and look at the body of work throughout the season?
Bro, it is so